Have you ever seen your favorite sports team throw away a game by dumb mistakes? Have you ever watched football or soccer matches where dumb penalties basically lost your team the game? Well, that happens exactly with business owners. And so what I want to talk about today are the 7 ways you might be self-sabotaging yourself in business. Kevin Weir, your action coach, helping you achieve your business dreams. And one of the ways to achieve your business dreams is not to do self-sabotaging habits that can ruin your business. Now, I've got 7 examples that I have seen over 22 plus years of business coaching. These are the 7 things that I see that are self-inflicted mistakes that business owners either realize they're doing or maybe not even realize they're doing that self-sabotages their business. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first self-sabotaging habit I see is that business owners don't pay attention to the business financial situation. I've seen way too many business owners who die of cash starvation when they think everything is fine. Why? Because all they know is what's in their checkbook. If there's money in their account, they're happy, and if there's no money in their account, they're sad. Well, that's no way to run financials in your business. I've seen this all the time. Business owners who go, uh-oh, I've now got a cash crisis. I don't have any money that I can use to pay bill X, or I will go borrow money, fix the problem, but not do anything financially to solve the issue, which just kicks the can down the road. One of the things you need to do as a business owner is to pay attention to your financials, your profit and loss, balance sheet, statement of cash flows, looking at your budget. If you got to put a budget together, compare it to actual results. If you don't pay attention to the financials, you're going to go off the rails pretty quickly. Now, the second thing that I see business owners self-sabotaging themselves is that they don't carve enough time for marketing activities. Too many business owners start getting successful in business, they start working a lot in the business with clients or customers, and they forget to carve out a time to do marketing activities. Now, if you're a larger business, are you going to have teams that are doing marketing activities? Yeah. But you still need to carve out time in your schedule to manage that marketing effort, because if you don't, and if you think it's going to run automatically, it doesn't. And you've got to be constantly have the pulse of marketing in your business. Whether you'll be a 1-person business or a 100-person business, you have to carve out time every single week to see what's going on. If you have to do the personal marketing, do it. If you're managing a team, do it. But have your pulse on the marketing front. How many leads are you getting in? How many of those are converting over into customers? What's the average dollar sale that a customer spends with you? How often are they coming back to see you again? You've got to keep managing that process. Now, number 3 big self-sabotaging thing I see business owners do is that they try to underprice the competition. So you will take a look at, hey, I'm losing sales to X, and so what do? You try to cut 10% below their price to get volume going back in your business. That is always an unmitigated disaster. Why? Because you only have so much margin to cover your overhead. And if you slash your prices to try to get extra volume, 99 times out of 100, it won't work. What should you be doing instead? You should actually be on the upper end of the scale when it comes to price, and then identify the differences that make your product unique and special to your target market. That takes time, that takes effort, and that takes good communication out to your potential customer database. Because if you don't, you only have price, and you can never win a price war. Even if you think you win, you're actually losing. So don't try to underprice your competition. Now, number 4 in the self-sabotage things for business owners is that you hold on to bad employees for way too long. I had a client one time who had 2 horrible salespeople. And every coaching session, we agreed that he was going to fire these employees and he'd come back next week. He hadn't done it. And he kept going and hanging on to these people thinking they'd turn around. They never turned around. It ended up taking his business down. And so if I'm taking a look at a business owner, one of the things you have to ask yourself is, are my employees serving me well, or do I have people who have tried to bring around and who are just not going to be productive? You can't just magically make these people productive if you've been trying for many years. There is a time where you have to pull the plug, let them go, let them be a success somewhere else, and find the right employees for your own business. Now, the number 5 self-sabotage thing that I see business owners is that you don't deal with employee taxes, 940s, 941s, state taxes. Too many business owners are trying to do their own payroll, and they mess it up because they don't know the intricacies of how to do a payroll system in their business. I have actually seen business owners who have not pulled out and paid the federal and state employment taxes, and they get nailed every time. I had an employee once had almost $100,000 that he had not withheld from his employees, and guess what? Uncle Sam, the IRS came after him for all of that amount, and he flat out couldn't pay it. And I believe he had to close his business and declare bankruptcy. You've got to make sure that when you are doing payroll, you're doing it the right way. You're not creating problems for yourself. You're not unknowingly withholding taxes that eventually, guess what? Your state authorities will come after you. The IRS will come after you. So you've got to be really careful to make sure that you're doing payroll correctly. Now, the number 6 thing I see business owners self-sabotaging themselves is they don't reinvest profits back into the business. Now, I've been saying this for so many years. The purpose of profit is reinvestment. Too many times we get profits coming into our business and we go, woohoo, and we go use that money on toys. No, toys will come later. What you need to do is take a look at what do I need to do to reinvest back into my business. Take a look at property, plant, and equipment. Do you have anything that needs to be replaced in the next few years? Do you have vehicles that are at 200,000 miles and they're not going to have much of a life? Do you have an x-ray system in your medical practice that was great back in 2000, but after 24 plus years, it's not holding up anymore? It's time to take those profits, reinvest them into your business in different things, whether it be a vehicle, whether it be a key component, whether it be technology upgrades that you need to do. You need to reinvest. I've seen too many businesses who haven't reinvested, and then all of a sudden everything breaks and they have to go out and borrow money at high interest rates, and it just kills them and it stalls any kind of growth, and sometimes it even puts them under. And then the final self-sabotage thing I see business owners is that you basically let your own personal demons destroy your own business. I have seen successful businesses that were absolutely decimated by things such as gambling addiction, alcohol abuse, drugs, also divorce issues, relationship issues that you've let fester and have basically driven you down. You have to deal with these issues. And you can't just basically use the excuse of, well, there's just so much stress in my business. I need to, I have my issues and I'm okay with it. No. After a while, it's going to grab a hold of you. I'll give you a good example. We had a client many years ago. Minority owner was the operating manager of the business, and the business was, after almost 2 years of coaching them, they were absolutely doing great. And then all of a sudden one day, all the cash started being drained out of their business. Come to find out, the majority owner had developed a gambling addiction. Was taking all of the cash from accounts receivable, was just taking it to the casino and blowing it, and the business ended up closing. So you have to figure out what are the personal demons that are basically holding you back, and you need to deal with them. So let's review this. What are the top self-sabotaging things that you can do in business? Number 1, you don't pay attention to your financial situation. Number 2, you don't carve out enough time for marketing. Number 3, you try to underprice the competition. Number 4, you hold on to bad employees for way too long. Number 5, you don't deal with payroll tax issues. Number 6, you don't reinvest in the business. And number 7, you don't deal with your own personal demons. I want you to go out there. If you've got self-sabotage issues, talk to me. Click below, set up a time for you and I to chat. Let's deal with those. Go out there, make sure you're not doing self-sabotage, and you are developing the business of your dreams.